Hello, I'm Bunny Peterman, the founder and chief therapist of the Fascial Treatment Center. I learned firsthand how fascial dysfunction can affect quality of life when I suffered a traumatic brain injury less than a decade ago. On my own journey to recovery, I discovered the fascial remodeling tools that enabled me to not only improve my scar's appearance, but improve my overall health, including my balance and, most importantly, my pain. Now that I've discovered the way to fascial health, I'd like to share it with everyone.
I'm Ashley Black, and I'm here to change the world. I was born with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis and really overcame that as a child. And then in my 20s, I got stricken with this crazy flesh-eating bacteria that got in my spinal fluid and ate my hip and half of my leg. 93% of people who get this particular strand die. After this whole near-death experience, the first thing that I started to do was really try to study the anatomy raw. I actually found two different schools of thought, and one of them was based in fascia stretching, although they didn't call it that at the time.
25 million Americans suffer from chronic pain. If you're one of them, you're going to want to listen to this. From top 10 pro athletes to Hollywood to the Victoria's Secret runway, Ashley uses this $89 tool to move muscles and joints to get at the fascia below.
I always felt like people would become interested in the science and then maybe products would develop, but that turned out to be the opposite.
The reason why the fascia blaster is so important and why fascia is important is because, in a nutshell, it is the protective mechanism and sensory mechanism for the body.
Just to give you a point of reference, meat, like a steak, and you pull it open and see the webbing that's in the muscle of the meat, or in fried chicken, that membrane, that is fascia in animals, and we have it all over our bodies.
Oh, what's it doing to the body?
So
that's
think of it again like a hair knot. So what everybody's doing with foam rolling and massages is like using the backside of the brush. The way that the fascia blaster works is you just start rubbing it on bare skin with oil, and it keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper, which obviously relates to pretty much every single health issue in totality. I never intended to invent the fascia blaster. I was looking for anything that could help my poor little hands and the hands of all the little girls and our therapist, and that's when we realized that nothing out there exists that did what we needed it to do, and that's where the fascia blaster was born. Well, the big secret is that cellulite isn't real. It's just the connective tissue, and it's not even fat, so.
That blows up a lot of theories, I think. I'm excited to see how you...
I'm here to argue with all the experts. What happened was one of my pro ball players' girlfriends used it, sent me a text message and said, hey, you know what, I think that stick got rid of my cellulite. And it literally was one of those moments in time where you go, like, how have I studied this my entire career and didn't make the connection?
I think Ashley just put plastic surgeons out of business.
Oh my God.
How do you describe what we're doing? How do you describe how you just touch someone and change the way they move or the way they feel?
It's just so effective that I don't think women can help but be passionate.
Thank you so much for bringing this life-altering tool into my life.
You had no idea what you were building, this whole huge world movement.
No, you have no idea what you've done for my world, my friend's world.
I am turning back the hands of time, minute by minute.
Y'all are literally an answer to prayer.
Now, I have to tell you, like, this is another example of one of these segments that we do that I feel like could apply to so many, certainly of my patients.
We have over 1 million women. We're the largest closed women's only Facebook group. And they just had so many questions and they just kept coming. My inbox would have thousands of messages and we were like, we just have to write a book.
The new book, The Cellulite Myth, is creating waves of interest across the country.
How does it feel, first of all, to be a best-selling author before the books even hit store shelves?
You know, I think for me, it's just a testament to the powerful movement that's happening with people in their health. But the book and the movement is about just educating the whole world about this system of the body we just missed.
God made us in His image, and my body went through so many things that took me away from that image, away from what my body was supposed to be, away from what I thought it was supposed to look like. And as I'm treating clients and I'm seeing them get healthier and healthier and healthier, I realize that beautiful body is in there. It's within all of us, it's within everyone, that perfect image of what our body should feel like, what it should look like. And sometimes I think about that if nobody had invented paints or paintbrushes, we wouldn't have the Sistine Chapel. When you're a body worker, using your hands all these years, it was literally like you gave us the paintbrushes and the paint. I'm probably 5 years away from being a Sistine Chapel, but I'm getting there. I'm painting. I've got the tools, I've got the brushes, and that image is in there. There's no limit to how healthy you can be, to how well you can move, to how good you can look. It's only getting better every time you practice.
At Ashley Black's Fasciology, the secret is under the skin. What you're seeing here is a peek inside the human body. The top layer of skin, then that white line is a layer of structural fascia, then the yellow stuff is our fat, and it's also covered by a layer of structural fascia. Then we see all the red, which is our beautiful muscle fibers. You can see that the blood and the nerves run through the muscle as well as the fascia. The most exciting part about this is we can visually see all of the interstructural fascia, which is all the little white cobweb lines that are running all the way from the skin down to the bone. There's so many reasons that our fascia can become dysfunctional. anything from poor nutrition, dehydration, past trauma, pre-existing conditions. And what happens is we get these little tiny micro adhesions, and that's how it starts. But those can then stick to themselves and stick to themselves more and stick to themselves more and actually thicken and grow. And that's what we see underneath the skin happening with our fascia. As you can see, this pulls the skin along with it as well as the fat, and sometimes can distort all the way down into the muscle. The reason that the fascia blaster works and rolling doesn't, or anything else doesn't, is that the claws, little by little, layer by layer, go in and brush out these fascial adhesions, starting at the skin, then down through the first layer of structural fascia, into the fat, providing a smooth casing for the fat, and then over time, deeper and deeper and deeper down into the muscle fiber. What we saw in peer-reviewed and medically published science, that there's a mechanism where once you begin to restore this fascia, the body takes over and lays down beautiful new collagen fibers. And we were actually reversing the process of fascial dysfunction. Thank you for watching, and blast on.
Guys, you know what I got? A fascia blaster.
There goes Gordon. Randall's throw is high. Gordon's in there. He's got the bag.
The incredible fascia blaster.
The fascia blaster.
Andre Johnson is a big man and a big playmaker.
I think Ashley and Kim just put plastic surgeons out of business.
Ashley Black, body guru to the stars, developing the fascia blaster.
We want to talk about the fascia blaster that's in front of us right now that we just can't wait to get our hands on.
And I love the fascia blasting.
But I blast, baby, I blast.
She does.
God made us in His image, and my body went through so many things that took me away from that image, away from what my body was supposed to be, away from what I thought it was supposed to look like. And as I'm treating clients and I'm seeing them get healthier and healthier and healthier, I realize that beautiful body is in there. It's within all of us, it's within everyone, that perfect image of what our body should feel like, what it should look like. And sometimes I think about that if nobody had invented paints or paintbrushes, we wouldn't have the Sistine Chapel. When you're a body worker, using your hands all these years, it was literally like you gave us the paintbrushes and the paint. I'm probably 5 years away from being a Sistine Chapel, but I'm getting there. I'm painting. I've got the tools, I've got the brushes, and that image is in there. There's no limit to how healthy you can be, to how well you can move, to how good you can look. It's only getting better every job you class. When you are ready to begin your journey to fascial recovery, call us. The Fascial Treatment Center will be here for you.